everywhere I went, and I went to about 18 different states to research this book and talk to neighbors, many, many, many neighbors of CAFOs. The number one complaint absolutely was odor. And it can smell really bad. Now the odor is intermittent. And sometimes it goes straight up, sometimes it blows in a different direction, sometimes just because of atmospheric conditions it doesn't even leave the facility. It really depends. It depends on what they're feeding the animals. We all remember Smelly Cat from Friends. It really does depend on a lot of those things. And I remember I would make arrangements to go to people's house and smell their air, and I would get out of the car and it would smell just fine, like a country day, and they would be so apologetic. Oh, we're so sorry, it doesn't stink, That was kind of funny. But it's that unpredictability, I think, that really drives people crazy, because they just don't know when it's going to stink. And you can't plan anything. You might want to have a family barbecue. It might be the 4th of July. You might want to go swim in your pool, and here comes the stink. You might have laundry on the line, and there's just so many stories about people running and grabbing the laundry off the lawn and running into their house and shutting all the windows. And of course, if you don't shut them in time, what you end up doing is shutting the stink inside your house. And then you're really in trouble. And odor can cause all kinds of emotional problems, stress. But it's not just the odor. You are smelling dangerous gases that escape from the lagoon, that escape from these barns with their giant fans that push this stuff out. CAFOs are huge contributors to air pollution, both locally and atmospherically. The ammonia that escapes is dangerous to the eyes, nose, and throat. It will carry long distances. We've seen ammonia mist. It's kind of like an acid rain that can hurt forests. It deposits into water, converts into nitrates and nitrogen, and can cause algae blooms, which kill fish. But it's not. There's hydrogen sulfide, which is extremely dangerous, can be very deadly. That is the smell of rotten eggs that we smell when you smell something nasty. Is hydrogen sulfide. Again, it doesn't just make you crazy because it smells bad. It can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, violent behavior, neurodevelopmental disorders. There's methane, which can kill you. And people die near lagoons sometimes when they get too close, when the air is just so right that they breathe the methane, they pass out, and they die. All of these things come out of the lagoons. They come out of the barns. There is live virus, there's bacteria, there is antibiotic resistant bacteria, there's particulate matter, there's animal protein, there's dander, there's ground feces, there is mold, there are pesticides and insecticides that they use to spray inside these things. All of that stuff gets blown out. And scientists have measured what's coming out of these CAFOs. They have found not only high levels of dangerous gases and odors and particulate matter, some of it quite small enough that it will get into the lungs, but these viruses, fungi, mold, and antibiotic resistant bacteria being blown out of the CAFOs. Of course, if they didn't blow fresh air in and rotten air out, the animals and the workers would die of their own stench. And it happens sometimes. Now, they could buy very, very high-tech filters to put on those fans. A few places have them. I don't know how many. I've never seen them. I've heard talk of them. I'm sure they exist. But they're very, very, very expensive. They have to be changed constantly. And it adds a lot of time and money and effort to the production. And that gets calculated into the cost per pig, cost per chicken. And in our highly competitive world where we all demand big box food in our big box stores for very little prices, the producers have no choice. They can't afford to put the filters on their barns because their product will become more expensive and Walmart won't buy it. And that's just the so we are just as to blame as that farmer is. We're all caught in this system, and we better decide whether we want to add a few cents per pound, or in some cases $1 or $2 per pound, to what we're eating, if we don't want to breathe antibiotic-resistant bacteria being blown out of hog confinement.